Then you, so I'll say that one more time. So you get to here, impact fix, right there. Look at that. Does that look good?
Yeah, that looks good. Yep.
Okay. So then all I would do is I would just continue rotating, turning my hips to my legs, and there I am. So I can do the impact fix here and thrust that out. I'm engaging my glute by thrusting up, because remember, I get down here and I get back, I squat a little bit, and I squat down, and then once I get here, I'm thrusting up, and I'm rotating. So I'm thrusting up and I'm rotating, and that's what that drill does. It helps you activate the core, the glutes, and make sure that you rotate all the way through. Now, for forearm strength and wrist control, I can turn 45 degrees, bow. What does that look like? That looks like the best full swing part one.
Right.
Okay, so I can turn 45. I can turn 45 degrees and bow. I can take my left hand and put my right hand in my pocket, and I can just move my arm in line with my leg. This is not an arm move. This is a wrist training. It's a wrist training. And so I also want to make sure that, what do we do once we fire our wrist and turn down our wrist? We turn our hips and our legs. So it's just here.
Okay.
So I can turn 45 degrees, bow, get my arm, my hand just outside my thigh, and I want to release the club head and turn down and do release drills. It's not an arm swing. It's not an arm swing. It's a wrist drill. And you want to make sure, if you look at the finesse wedge sequence, there's no leg movement here. That's bad. So here's the finesse wedge sequence, right? My knees and hips, same thing here. Knees and hips. Okay?
Okay.
Then you can do that with the right hand. Put my grip down on the club, turn 45 degrees, bow. Now I'm in my posture. The hand is just outside my leg again. It's not an arm move. It's not a shoulder move. It's just wrist, release. Wrist is still bent here. So the club head starts, and then my hips and legs simultaneously, split second behind it. I'm working on the release. Now I'm also working on making sure that I'm going out, not cutting across. So I 45 degrees, bow, right here. And you'll find that you get some real quick strength in both hands. "45 degrees, bow." And I can even turn my shoulders, like when we do that drill to make sure that we're swinging out to the right. You can see that my shoulders are closed. They're still 45 degrees. My shoulders are still closed. Start the ball out to the right. Start the ball out to the right. Well, 45 degrees, bow, here I am. Look at my head's back. Oh, that looks good. That feels good. What I'm doing here is I'm training this is the 2-iron. I'm training my wrist in my body to be able to 45 degrees bow, and this is simulating me coming from the inside and doing this. So I'm training wrist strength in the turn down motion to make sure that I turn this down. Most people do this and they think it's the move, but the move is subtlety where it's turned down. The wrist has to turn down. I mean, it doesn't have to, but I mean, if you're building a pattern where the ball's starting out to the right and you don't turn it down, it's going to stay out to the right.
Got it.
If you keep it, if I start the ball out to the right and I do this, is my face, where's my face? Open, closed, or square?
It's open.
Right, but it's square to the line that my club's going. It's
right.
square
Yeah.
to where the ball's
Sorry.
going.
Yes, yes.
But it's open to the target line. So now if it's square to the target line and it's swinging out to the right, well, the ball's going to start out right and it's going to draw back because I've got it either perfectly square or slightly 1 degree open, or closed face is going to draw back. So I use a 2-iron and I do this. "45 degrees, bow, "45 degrees, bow." Pretty hard to get a lot of speed with a 2-iron, right? So that's it's heavy, so you're strengthening your forearm and your wrist, and then you do 45 degrees, bow, and then come in here, and then I definitely want to make sure that it's not an arm motion. I'm getting 45 degrees bowing, and I'm just cocking my wrist, and I'm coming from the inside, and I'm just, it's just the wrist, release, release. There are times where in the course where things overlap, and we go back to our old motor pattern. It doesn't matter what you do. So for example, if I've been training to hit the ball out to the right, and I'm playing golf, and the ball goes dead straight right and stays right, I'm like, dude, that's fucking awesome.
Okay.
Because then all I have to do is on the next shot in my pre-shot routine, I want to make sure that in my practice swing and what I'm doing, all my checks before I step into the think box is I'll just make sure that I turn down my wrist. Because then it's just going to be the same thing where I get up here, I take my practice swing, I make sure that I swing out to the right, but I'll just do that one extra thing to make sure that I'm turning down my wrist in my practice swing. Cool. Then I'll do my trigger, and I'll go from my trigger into the play box. And then I'll just go through my routine. I've already done my practice swing. I know exactly what I want the computer to do. So now it's just target practice. I'm looking at targets. I'm looking at a range target down the line. I'm looking at an intermediate target in front of the ball cross line. You can see how low that went. That's my 2-iron. So I hit a good shot. And so when you're training, if it was a good shot, well, they just relive it. That was good. So if I'm training on something and I'm going to play golf, I'm done with all the thinking, what's going on, what am I doing, where's this? I'm going to play the course strategically. It's 400 yards. Okay. Do I need a driver? Yes or no? No? Okay. Can I hit it 230 with the 3-iron? Yes. Okay. So let's just get my 3-iron. Cool. Let's take a practice swing. If I miss my 3-iron, where would I normally miss it? Well, it would probably be a little bit draw. So I'll aim more right and then play my shot. And if it goes dead right, or if you're in this training where all you're working on this week is starting the ball right, then maybe I'll aim left center fairway. And if the ball goes dead right, it might just hit the right rough. But if it goes dead right, then I'm like, dude, this is awesome. Because I did what I want to do, which was start the ball down that line. It's a two-part training to get the start line, and then it's the turn down. So I train the start line. If I get the ball to start 10 out of 10 times to the right, that's success. If 7 out of 10 keep going right, well, then I've got to work on that other 7 piece, which is the turn down. And this is what we talk about: uncocking, arching, or bowing, and making sure that this is to the ground versus up. If it's up or sideways or angled, it's going to start right, stay right. So I just work on this. I work on this. I work on this. And we can do that with an impact bag, impact bag, impact bag. I can also do it by just, even in the grass, nice and lightly, just clip the dirt. I'm swinging out towards right, and I just keep digging this in the ground. And as you do that, you see my wrist is nice and bowed, turned down, and I get to here perfectly. You're doing this, and you need to be doing this. You need to be doing this. You need to be coming into here, because this club is traveling so fucking fast that by the time that you get the impact, it's already ready to go, turn down. So the hand, if you look at it slow motion, it's here, 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 here. Look where the hand is. It's already past the ball, but the club is still 3 feet behind the ball. It's such a split second. It's such a split second to here that the hand needs to be turned down already up here, but it's turned down out there. Not over here. It's not down this line. We're swinging on an inclined plane in a circle, and the direction is a straight line thrust from the top through the ball out towards first base, second base person. It's the hand motion out to here. It's such a fast motion, and the speed is just so fast, 100 miles an hour sometimes, that by the time that the club head catches up, this is where we are at impact fixed. Look where my hands are. So the turn down happens from here, here, here. The turn down happens from here to here, but it's not on this line. It's on this line.
Okay.
That's what you have to drill. And that drill is really to master, really easy to master, when you simply make sure that your hand path is swinging out that way. If your hand path is swinging out this way, so that's your number one objective, is to make sure that you hit the ball. And if you look here, my shoulders are closed. You see my shoulders are on this line, my club path is on this line, my hand path is on this line. Everything is on that line out towards the right. See that ball started? But since my face was dead square at impact, it's going to start there, and it's going to draw right back. So you don't have to hit a lot of full shots. You just have to hit 75% effort, 30% effort. Your number one objective is to make sure that you get your hand path going out that way. And the drill is to go there. If your bag goes right, your hands are going right. If your bag goes left, your hands are going left. If your bag goes straight, your hands are going down the line, which you just demonstrated. So this is an exaggerated drill to make sure that you get your hand path to go out right. And look what it does to this. It takes my arms, instead of being flat here, it takes my arms, instead of being flat here, it gets my arms angled out this way. Because my shoulders are angled out this way. My arm dimples are aimed out that way, and my hands are aimed out that way. I'm swinging on a circle on an inclined plane, therefore my shoulders are swinging on this circle. My elbow dimples are swinging on that circle, and my hand pad is swinging on that circle, and it's coming down the circle like a roller coaster rail, and it's coming here, 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 and then it releases, and the hands are going to come back up the circle this way, and so will the club. But we've got to train our brain that the actual target's down there, but that's not how we get the ball there by swinging down the line. We get the ball out there by swinging down this circle, this roller coaster rail circle.
Okay.
When I'm talking about getting up to here, and if I bring my hands, look how much, so when you come this way, look how steep the club shaft is here, and it's cut right in front of my body. But when I get back here and I just bring my hand path, look how much depth I have in this club behind my body, and my shoulders are super closed, and I'm going to come in here and I'm going to fire that way. You can train your brain and body to do this and do this. Man, you can be a massively really good ball striker.
Okay.
Because remember, we just want to get the ball to start consistently down the exact same line, and it really starts with the hand path. Bag and fill the carpet.
Yeah, I put clothes in it. Need to make it a little heavier.
That's awesome, man. I love that. So if you look at, this is how you're set up right now, right? So I would get up to the top here, and you know those, one arm drills?
Yeah.
The 10, 10, 10?
Yeah.
So I would get up here and I would just go like this. Now you can see that went straight, so I need to make sure that I want to push this out to the right. So I'm going to get up here, and I'm really going to close my shoulder down. I'm going to close my shoulder down and come up with my shoulder versus come across with my shoulder. I want to make sure that I'm going to come down with my hands, and my shoulder's going to go up, and it's closed, and I'm just going to go like that. A lot of force there, right? Remember this move here we just did? Right here where we just my body's not moving. I just want to see if you can do it quickly with your arms and your shoulder coming up. Definitely going to have to work on these shoulders. When you get to here, your shoulders are really coming around versus up.
I don't want to throw it into the ground. I don't want to throw it up in the air. I want to come in and I want to release this level with the ground. And what this does is this helps keep the head back. And this helps, I'm releasing my right side, but I'm staying in my posture where your old swing, the right shoulder would have been much higher. It would have been, instead of coming under this, it would have kind of almost gone over it. Right? And so that's what we're doing, is just we're keeping that head from tumbling forward.
See the shoulder, plane there?
My head position.
Yep.
See how I'm laying my head on a pillow? Yeah. When you came around this way, the shoulder was the farthest thing out. So you lost your posture through the ball. There you go, exactly.
So here we're rotating, spine up here. If I tilt my spine, this shoulder's lower. This shoulder needs to stay lower because I'm on a tilted spine, and it looks like your shoulder is getting back to horizontal versus keeping it angled. And just this is the hands are going down, the shoulders going up, but they're doing it out that way on this plane, not on this plane. They're not in line square to the target line. They're closed to the target line where the hands are coming down, the shoulders going up, and I'm releasing my hands here. The hand path's going here, then I'm turning down, and now look at this. Then I finish my hip turn, my leg turn, and my shoulder turn. This is where all the action is from here, the hand path So let's try that. Just making sure that the shoulder, the lead shoulder here. I know you want to work on distance wedges, so we'll just cover it. I mean, if I get to here, 9 o'clock, all I'm trying to do is I'm trying to ingrain a distance wedge swing. I'm not worried about the distance until I've actually got a robotic repeating swing that I can sit here and say, all right, this is 9 o'clock. That's a 7 out of 10 energy. This is 9 o'clock. That's a 7 out of 10 energy. This is 9 o'clock. That's an 8 out of 10 energy. This is 9 o'clock. That's a 9 out of 10 energy. This is 9 o'clock. That's an 8 out of 10 energy. I usually hit all my distance wedges 8 out of 10 energy because I know how to do that. Here, 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 here. So all I'm doing in a mirror, 1001, 1002. 1001, 1002. 1001, 1002. Now, if I get out and I master that, then I go hit some shots, 10 shots with each club, then I have known numbers with that swing. So then I can start playing the course based on where I am with the known number. If I see when I hit those 10 shots that something's not right, well, then I drill it. Let's say that I'm still pulling shots. Oh man, I hit three of them went left. That's because I was doing this. So then I go back and, all right, well, how do I fix it? Well, 9 o'clock swing, out to the right. 1, 2, I can go back to the 1-2 drill. This is the training I did on Saturday in the group. In the group I did. I get up to here. 1, 2, 3. Did you notice how close my shoulders were to the line? Watch how close my shoulders are to the line. They're pretty close, right?
Yep.
They're still close even when I do this. So here, 1, 2, 3. All I'm working on this drill is to make sure I can start the ball to the right. So you have to keep doing the drills and find out what you need working on. What do you feel you need work on with your distance wedge? With the training, I spent a good hour out there just working on going through my process, setting the ball down, looking at the target, making sure that I line up the target. I'm not just hitting balls. I'm going through my practice routine. I picked up different clubs from a gap wedge to a pitching wedge to a 5-iron to a 4-iron to a driver. And I went through my entire process. Can I get the ball to start out to the right? Oh, that was good. So then I would relive that swing. That was really, really good. And I'd start out to the right. So by training this, I get more and more balls starting on the right. I can go from a +4 to a +6 in a matter of 6 months. And starting left, starting straight, and they only go down right, and they go down right, and they go down right, and I get that ball to start on the same line. Well, I eliminate 2/3 of the bad shots. If my old pattern was, if I started to the right, my old pattern would be to keep the wrist and angle it up so the ball would start left and come back right. If I hit it straight, if I started it straight, well, then I would just have a normal release. And if I hit it right, I would have to maybe sometimes try and overcompensate. This is why the first thing we do is we work on getting it to start one direction, and then what direction it goes there, then where does it go once it starts there? Does it draw back? Does it stay straight, or does it go right? Then all we have to do is every single time turn down, turn down, turn down. And so we turn down, here we are, boom. Ball starts at the right, draws back left. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Now, let's say that I want to play a fade with my driver on the tee box. Well, if I'm normally set up here, and I'm so astute at starting the ball out here, and it will draw back, all I have to do is now just shift my stance line, and instead of starting the ball here, I'm going to start it here, and I'm still going to turn it down, but what I'll do before I grip my club is I'll open my face. That way, when I turn it down, it's still open, so it produces a nice fade on it. So then I'll just start here. I'll make sure that I swing out to the right, but it's still the same right swing, but my start line is going to be here, and the face is going to be slightly open, and I'll put a nice fade on it. So that ball started left of the target, had a nice open face, but I still turned down, and that put a nice fade on it. So I can still do the exact same swing where I'm going to swing hand pat out to the right. I'm just shifting my body left, and instead of having a square face, I'm going to regrip my club to make sure that it's slightly open to have a fade, and I'll do the exact same swing.